So hello and welcome back to my channel Akasha Love. This is a space where we talk about self-love, inner growth and overflowing from the inside out to create a beautiful life full of healthy love and relationships and healthy connections. I am Michelle Taff. I am your host here on this channel. I'm also known as my artist name, Akasha Love. Today we are going to be talking about self-trust and why that is so important in the process of building healthy relationships. So self-trust is trusting our own inner guidance. So if you imagine that your emotions are basically your internal navigation system, like if you are a plane, this is your satellite, your inner satellite sat-nav system, which is telling you all the time, giving you information and feedback all the time on everything that happens in your life, but particularly on the people that you meet, the situations that you find yourself in. So in order to really make the most of this amazingly powerful internal sat-nav, this inner guidance system, we need to really trust ourselves. Because if we do get like an internal hit about someone when we first meet them, and our emotional guidance system is telling us that this person is not very kind or not caring about us, and that we should really pay attention, like it's a red flag. And we override this guidance because we doubt ourselves, because we put the agenda or the needs or the wants, desires, character of the other person in front of our own, then this can lead us into really difficult waters, because then we might enter into a relationship with someone after seeing some early red flags, overriding our internal guidance system. And then as things progress, things start to get worse and we're already in a kind of a deep emotional connection with this person, and getting out of it is going to be much more painful than it would have been if you paid attention to your internal guidance, your inner navigation system early on. So self-trust is really, really important. And how do we develop self-trust if we find that we are lacking in it? We need to basically start turning those patterns around. So if you have a pattern of overriding your emotional guidance system and basically not creating boundaries, not acting on the information that you receive from your emotions, then you have to do a pattern interrupt. And what that looks like in practice is taking a pause. So the next time that your emotions are telling you that something is off with somebody or in some situation, might be a personal relationship, might be a friendship, might be a job situation, might be a business relationship, your internal navigation system is telling you something is off here, something is not quite right. So instead of just steamrolling through that, if that's what you're used to doing, and just believing perhaps what that person is saying, even though your gut instinct is telling you that something's not right, then you can take a pause. You can even ask the person to step out of the interaction for some time. You can always go to the toilet and take that as a break to really think about what's going on and to listen to your emotional reaction. And then just this pause is already a good pattern interrupt. Yeah, it will already give you space, because that is what you need, to listen to your inner guidance system, to listen to your emotions, and then be able to respond instead of react in your so if you are acting from habitual ingrained patterns that you may have had for years, For example, patterns of people pleasing, patterns of fawning, patterns of overriding your true authentic self and your inner guidance, then the switch, the tweak of this behavior, the change, is when you start to respond instead of react. So you take that pause, whether that's in person, you're still with a person, but you ask for a break, or you go away, and then you choose to respond and take your guidance seriously, because it is there for you and it's important. Yeah. And what we need to really ask ourselves is what happens when we do override this guidance. If we get into a pattern of regularly, repeatedly overriding our internal guidance system, our inner navigation system, our emotions, then what can happen is we can start to just literally lose track of who we even are. Yeah, because if we get into a pattern of fawning and people pleasing and overriding all the time our own inner guidance system at our expense, so choosing to go with what the other person tells us or suggests all the time, we just start to really lose touch with who we are. And that can be quite catastrophic if you let that go on for too long. You can just really totally lose yourself. Because who are you if you're not acting on your own best interests, and if you're not being your authentic self, and if you're not connected with your center? Who are you then, really? There's nobody else in the world who can take the place of yourself to guide you in your life. Nobody can do that job for you. So if you are somehow subconsciously trying to subcontract out that job to somebody else by just trying to please everybody around you all the time, you may just end up really actually losing yourself and losing complete track of who you are. And that can literally, the extreme end of that can lead you into a psych ward, into a nervous breakdown, because you become lost inside yourself. So I just wanted to talk about this today because I think it is really so important. And especially if you are on a healing journey, if you are recovering from being a people pleaser, recovering from being a codependent, which is similar to a people pleaser. It's somebody that puts other people's needs ahead of their own. It's somebody who's basically trying to control the external environment around them, trying to control, make sure everybody around them is happy in order for them to feel safe. So that's a really classic fawn response, people pleaser response. If you are recovering from this kind of behavior, it's just so important to trust yourself and continually do that practice of pattern interrupting. And you will start to find that the more that you trust yourself, the deeper that you go into this journey of maintaining a really strong and a clear connection with your own inner guidance, it will start to actually grow stronger. Your inner self and your inner guidance will start to grow stronger. It will be like a plant kind of growing new shoots in the springtime. Your self will grow stronger, grow new shoots, and you will start to be more confident in who you actually are, because you're living from the inside out and you're really trusting yourself and your inner guidance. And the really beautiful side bonus of this too also is, of course, that other people in your life will notice this change in you, and they will also start to trust you more, because they can feel that you are coming from a place of authenticity, that you're coming from a place of your inner guidance, and that you are who you say you are, who you present to the world. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. One day late. Normally I share these videos on a Sunday. I am in Vienna this week. I've come from Bali and I'm in Europe for 2 months. So if you are in Austria, leave a comment below, say hello, and let's connect. And if you're not in Austria, also please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this topic. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and also subscribe and hit the bell notifications button if these kinds of topics are of interest to you.